Hello, welcome in. 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 All right, good morning, guys. I'm on here because I told y'all I was gonna come back this morning so we can catch some live trades. But um, if y'all didn't get in GJ last night, you missed out. TP almost is about to hit. Okay, TP is that trend line right here. Price is moving. And then I also got in UJ. TP's about to hit on UJ. You fell asleep trying to fund your account. Go and fund it this morning because there's still room to get into GBP CAD. GBP CAD hasn't really moved much yet. Okay. So there's still room to get in there. The only thing that I see that we can take something on is Euro CAD, just because I'm looking at this 4 hour time frame and we got this big bearish candle, need price to come back into it. So let's mark up EuroCAD and see if I can get y'all a trade on here. EuroCAD and then GBP CAD. If y'all haven't gotten into GBP CAD yet, y'all can buy that. Um, I suggest Bitcoin. It's just the easiest to do. You getting funded today? Hey, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get up in the morning and trade with y'all. So I'm normally in my bed trading. And then I woke up this morning at TP smacking. So I'll be back this evening for our class. And then every day this week, I'll try to be here at 9. After you do that, how do you transfer it to the platform? Go to my YouTube and I have a whole video on it. Let me pull up my YouTube. I think it's actually in the Discord. Hold on. Yeah, if you go on the Discord and then click on this section right here that says beginner, there's a whole video on how to fund it, how to fund your CoinEx account, how to transfer it and everything. Okay. All right, guys. Let's mark up EuroCAD. Good morning, Muffin. If you missed this trade this morning, when is the next signal? So the market don't really work like that. I can't just tell you when the next signal is. But go ahead and upload the money. What's the time on my side? Is 8:15 Central Standard Time. Go ahead and upload the money. It takes normally like an hour for CoinEx to for Bitcoin. Well, if is this your first time sending Bitcoin, it definitely may take a little longer because you got to do your verification and everything. So yeah, okay, it's gonna take a little longer. All right, so I'm gonna look for something for y'all on EuroCAD. Okay. All right, so we're on our monthly time frame, and EuroCAD looks like a big area of consolidation, right? Price isn't really breaking this high or these lows. Okay, so it's in a big area of consolidation. Um, Regina, trading is a probability game. If you don't over leverage, you can grow your account, but there's no like certain potential amount. Okay. Okay, so we are here on this monthly, and I'm seeing a lot of rejection in this area. We got rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, but I don't see any fair value gaps. You have to learn the terminology. I actually have an ebook with all of the terminologies. The link is in my bio. So I don't see a fair value gap up here to mark. Not on the monthly, but I'm sure there's something down on the weekly. But for now, I am going to mark last month's high because this is looking like a CRT move and 50% of last month's candle. All right. Now we'll come down to our weekly. Zoom back out. And just by marking last month's high, you can see this is a good zone here of rejection. And then I do see a fair value gap here. So I'm gonna zoom back out and come over. And here's a fair value gap and an inversion fair value gap, which is called a balanced price range. Okay, so I'm gonna mark up 50% of that area. Do I show you how to put indicators on once you fund your account? Um, we haven't gotten to the indicator part in the lessons. Once you fund your account, just take the signals until you learn how to trade. But right now, we're still in the very beginner stages. So nobody that's learning right now should be taking their own trade. Everybody should just be following my trades. All right, so we got our weekly fair value gap, which is this line right here, and price is currently on. Now on my daily, and I'm just zooming over to the left because I want to see what happened on the left because price is going to react on the right to what happened over there on the left. I don't see anything on the daily, so I'm just going to continue to go down on my time frames. Now, this was my monthly high, and then this was a weekly fair value gap. The time difference, what time is it where you are? This was a weekly fair value gap. I know for for a fact that we can catch these. I'm gonna say 160 pips, but I'd rather just take price to fill in this gap here. So I'm gonna move this black line up. Okay. Let me lock this. I don't think I can change it. Let's just do this. All right. And this is going to be our TP area. And now let's come down to our hourly. 1519. Are you on military time? Okay. So now I can also throw a fib on here because this is my impulse. This is my correction. And now I'm trying to get in and catch this continuation. The only thing about getting in here, you don't want to just hop in. Okay. Here, where's 618? I'm going to move this to here. And I'm going to move this to here. Negative 27 is TP1. 618 is TP2. So I'm going to move those lines. Only the thing I was saying, you don't want to just hop in here, because if we just sell here, our stop loss would be 54 pips, which isn't too bad. But this is a nice impulsive move, so I'm pretty sure we can find some type of correction on the lower time frame. Get a nice little pullback, okay? I'm going to put my indicator up. The only one that I use is the RSI MACD, this one created by Indian. And I don't change any of his settings, okay? So I'm here on the 5-minute. I know I want to see price pull back some so that we can get in and sell EuroCAD. I'm looking down here on my indicator and I see that I have like a Quasimodo, okay? A Quasimodo is like a weird W, okay? Instead of it being equal double bottoms on the indicator, I only look for double bottoms, double tops, Quasimodos on the indicator, okay? This is a double top. And then this is a Quasimodo. All right. So as you look down here on the indicator, we have this one right here, like Quasimodo. So price is pulling back. I don't want to sell it until price gets to the top of this indicator or in the white area of the indicator, okay? So I come to my 15-minute, and on my 15-minute, I see a fair value gap right here on our higher time frame gap. So this is actually where I want to look for my entry at. Okay, so when price comes to this area, this is where I want to sell. Come to my 30-minute, I see a gap here on the 30-minute also. I see a gap here and a gap here. And then on my hourly, the last hourly candle left us a fair value gap too, but it's technically not a gap until this candle closes. So now we just wait for the pullback for price to let us in. That's all we can do, okay? So the only trade that we're going to take is EuroCAD. We'll wait on that. GU, I was looking for a buy on GU. Still looking for a buy on GU. But because I found out that EU never had a retracement and never had a retracement, so GU is going to probably come down a little bit further. GJ just hit TP. I missed EJ. UJ is almost at TP. USD CAD may give us a buy. Let's see what the dollar's doing. Okay, so I think the dollar's going to come up and fill in last week's gap here and possibly come up to this zone. So if that happens, we can possibly get something on USD CAD also. All right, price broke our trend line. It broke our trend line and it came back to our fair value gap area here, and it broke structure. So I came over here to this 4-hour just to see what was going on the 4-hour, and perfectly we have a fair value gap right here, right near this trend line. So what we want to see is a break and retest of this trend line, okay? So price already broke it. Now I want to see price come back to this fair value gap, and then we can take it back to either equal highs or higher. Okay, it's 8:25 a.m. So I'm just gonna delete this zone right here because now what did I just delete? Nope, this one right here, because now I want to focus on this fair value gap here. So I'm going to set an alert here for price to cross this area. And then when price crosses down, we'll come and look for an entry on USD CAD. So we have two choices. We have USD CAD and we have, I'm going to put something, what was it? USD CAD and Euro CAD. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. JPY pairs wasn't planned. I don't know if you guys were here last night, but I was telling you that you can look at the futures pair, okay, to compare to the currency pairs. And this one right here is the Japanese yen. And as you can see, price is falling on the Japanese yen, which is why GJ, EJ, CJ, CAD, JPY, all of them are buying, okay? I caught like 200-300 pips last night between GJ. This one was 124 and it's still going. I should have held it, but it is what it is. And then I'm waiting for this one to hit TP. It's 140. And then I closed this one early. I shouldn't have closed it early, but I did. Sometimes I just see the money and I'm like, it was nice. I closed it here. I caught 50 pips. But this one should still have some more room to go. But I wouldn't suggest getting in it right now. Let's mark up Euro odd. Let's see what's going on here. Let's go to our monthly. And just looking at our monthly, price sold. And now it looks like they're trying to make their way back up to all-time highs. I have a fair value gap right here, so I'm going to mark that area up for my monthly zone. And it looks like price is trying to make his way back up to this monthly 50%. We'll come over to our weekly here. Wait a minute. I didn't set an alert on EuroCAD. Let's do that so we don't miss it. And price is right here. Hold on, guys. I don't want to miss this entry. You see how price came back up, and you look down here on the indicator. I told y'all how low it was, and I wanted price to come back into this purple area before we sell it, and we are getting exactly that. There was no news this morning that I remember that we should be watching out for, but let's go and double check. Yeah, nothing. There was some Euro news this morning, but it was yellow folder. There's some odd news this evening. Okay. All right, so EuroCAD is coming to our zone. We're going to stay here for a minute until we can get into this trade. And then as you can see down here on our indicator now, remember I said the Quasimodo, right? Looks like a weird W. Now it's at the top of our indicator. Price is at our zone. I'm going to come down to my 1 minute. Okay. I had to come to my 30-minute real quick just because I wanted to see where we were in this fair value gap here. Price is almost at the blue line, which is really, I wanted to touch the blue line, but we may not get a blue line touch. So I'm on my 1 minute now. Okay. And now I want to watch my candlestick pattern. So we have 35 seconds for this candlestick to close. So we're going to wait for this one to close. And if it was just paying attention, you saw how we came here and price was pushing down. It looked like this candlestick was about to sell. And then it pushed back up. This is why we want to wait on these candlesticks to close. Okay. If y'all didn't get in GBP CAD, you can still get in GBP CAD too. It's still at an area to where you can buy it. All right, so this last candle closed. Let's zoom into these candles so y'all can see them, because this is really what we're worried about. That last candle closed, and it kind of gave us an engulfing candle. Not kind of, it did. This black one right here ran the low and the high of this bearish candle, but that's not giving me a sell signal because that is a bullish engulfing candle. So now we're still just waiting. It's 8:31, so I want to go to the 30-minute time frame just to look and see how that last 30-minute candle closed. And the 30-minute candle gave me an engulfing candle also. Um, Clear my chart real quick. This candle right here ran the low and the high of that last candle. That's not a sell signal, it's a bull signal. But we're at a zone, so I'm not looking for buys, I'm looking for sells. So now I'm going to just come back to the 1 minute, and I'm still waiting on my candlestick pattern to let me know when to sell. If this closes like this is going to be a pin bar, and we can get in and sell. We got 20 seconds left. Nine seconds left. All right, I'm just pulling up EuroCAD, so when it's time, I can go ahead and get in the trade. All right, so this is a bearish engulfing candle now. This one right here, it ran the high and it ran the low, and this is a sell signal. So I am going to sell EuroCAD now. Okay. Now, our stop loss, we can zoom out so that we can find our stop loss. We're going to actually come back to the hour time frame. My entry, hold on, I'm going to go back to the 1 minute. My entry was here at this candle close. Okay. Widen that so we can see it on the hourly. Then I'm going to come to the hour, and my stop loss is going to be at the high of my last structure point up here. And my TP is, I'm not going to do here. I'm going to do it inside of this 4-hour fair value gap. So you can go to your broker and go to the 4-hour time frame and find this fair value gap right here. Okay, it shouldn't be that hard to find because it happened recently, and that's going to be our TP. All right, so now this is a 3-to-1. It's a 42 pip stop loss. Please do not over leverage. Okay, it's a 42 pip stop loss, 147 pip TP. All right. I'm going to call this out to the group. All right. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm going to call this out to my signal group. All right. So I'm currently in EuroCAD. We got a little bit of drawdown right now. Okay. But we are in there. I'm going to change this from yellow to green. Put green on GBP CAD. And now we can, what else were we about to mark up? I think it was Euro odd. Was it Euro odd? Sheesh. The yen is still going. All right, so I think the next thing that we're going to wait on is USD CAD. Yeah, we're going to just wait on USD CAD. So we're in sales on EuroCAD, and then USD CAD, we're looking for a buy. We are looking for a buy. So I have my alert set here. Okay. So we're just going to wait for price to get to this area. When price gets to this area, we're going to do the same thing as we did for EuroCAD. We'll go down to our lower time frame and we'll look for a candlestick signal. Okay. And then as you can see here on our indicator, right, price brought, we had our little Quasimodo W here. Price brought is completely overbought. It's all the way at the top of this white area. Of course, we want to see it come down. I want to see it come down here into this white area before I buy it again, okay? Uh-oh. So, looking for price to come into this 4-hour fair value gap. Retest this trend line. So this could take some time. So I do have the alert set up. I am going to, can I check GJ? GJ's gone. If you didn't get in GJ yesterday, you're not going to get another trade on GJ until tomorrow. So GJ is one of those things you're just going to have to wait. Okay. So what we're going to look for next on GJ, we need it to come outside of our trend line here. As you can see, it touched it once before. It came outside and then price closed underneath. You're just holding. I took it at the trend line because I'm not sure if it's going to do like it did over here. You see it came outside and then it came back inside and then fell. So I took my profit at the trend line, and now we wait to see if price is going to continue. If it does continue, it's going to move away a little bit more, and then it has to come back and retest. So I'll get back in if it retests, and then I take it higher, okay? But if not, it's going to come back and close underneath, and then it's just going to sell back again because it's in this little wedge here, okay? It's going to continue. I mean, you can predict that if you want to. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I took my profits and I'm going to let the market do whatever it's going to do. When do I do withdrawals? Every week or day. Just depends on what I got to do. But if you start with $100, don't think about withdrawals right now. Think about learning how to take the trades, okay? Don't think about withdrawals. If you need that $100, don't put it in because you're going to be making all kinds of mistakes trying to make money. We're not thinking about making money at the beginning. You need to think about following the system and learning the system. Okay. And it looks like it should continue some more though, because here's the yen And here's the next zone that it looks like it's trying to fall to. But I'm out of GJ. I'm not worried about it. Made my money. UJ is almost at my TP. So the next one I'm looking at is USD CAD. EuroCAD is bouncing in and out of profit. Just hold it. Don't look at it. Set an alert. Okay. You have your TPL 199230. Okay, nice. I had mine at the trend line. I don't like to assume that a zone is going to break. When I first started trading, I did that, and I would be in profit, and then price would get to the zone and then turn around on me. So I have learned to take trading one step at a time, one zone at a time. You can always get back in. All right, guys, we're just waiting for USD CAD to get to this zone. Don't know how long it's going to take. I have my alert set. I'm going to step away for a quick second and make myself some tea, and I'll be back. Let's close this. All right, guys, I'm back. Tam, you still here? You want to go back to GBP CAD? Are you still in the room? Still waiting on USD CAD. I don't think Tam is still in the room, but we can look at it. Still holding my buys. We had a lot of consolidation last night. I stayed in this area for 2 days. And now we're finally pushing up. All right, we're currently just waiting on USD CAD to come to our area. It's just patience, guys. Don't know how long it's going to take before it gets down here. So this might be one to where we have to come back before when the alert go off. We've already been on here for an hour. I think I'll stay on for another hour. If we don't get an entry by then you'll just have to watch out on my TikTok for the signal. Let's mark up gold though. Let's do that. We might have a potential sell here. Let's mark up gold. So we come back to the monthly. As we see, we got all-time highs back in April. Do I work a regular job? It's 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm at home talking to you. Got all-time highs in April, and price has been trying to reach all-time highs again, but it's not making it there. So I'm going to mark up all-time highs, and I'm going to come down to my weekly, and you see we got this little pullback here. I'm going to mark this low here on this pullback and box in price. Okay, now I'm going to come to this daily, and here on my daily I have a fair value gap right here that gave me these 2 rejection points here, so I am going to mark that up. All right, and then I have rejection here and rejection here, so I'm going to put a trend line there. And then I have rejection here and here, so I'm going to put another trend line there. And we're going to kind of put gold in this wedge pattern here, okay? Now, I am zooming in a little bit more because I see price currently is in a fair value gap. So I'm going to mark this fair value gap up here. All right. Now I'm going to come down to my 4-hour, okay? And we currently see that price is in a downtrend, right? Price is making lower highs and lower lows. Okay, here. Now, price is here and it broke our last structure point because this was the last lower high that took us down to our last lower low on our 4 hour. So I am going to mark this area here as my break of structure. Now, our break of structure did not hold. I don't know if you guys have been here, but I said when price breaks an area, which is right here, and then you get your pullback and it broke it here, price can pull all the way back to the area that broke that last low and still continue in a downtrend. Okay, in order for it to change, it has to get on top of this last structure area and then retest it to go higher. All right, I am going to mark this up as my break of structure area. Let's put it over here to the left. All right. Now, price came from out of this fair value gap right here and gave us our sell. This gap right here. You see that? We got this big impulsive candle. Then price gave us a retracement back up to 50% of that gap. And then it sold down into this gap here. To the T. Okay, so now let's come down to our 1 hour. Let's see what's happening here. We have another fair value gap here, which is right here on this black line. We can see at this area, we want to wait to see if price is going to reject, or we want to wait to see if price is going to trade through, give us a retest, and then we can take it back up here. Okay. So it's just a waiting game for this and USD CAD. I'm going to put my zone there. I'm going to delete this black line. And we'll go with the blue line for our zone. All right, so I'm also going to put my indicator back up. I use the RSI plus MACD created by Indian. I don't change any of the settings, okay? And I'm down here on the 15-minute, and the 15-minute is telling me that price is overbought. Price is overbought, and it's coming back to our zone. It's potentially telling me that price could sell back down. I want to come to the 1 hour and see what's going on. All right, on the 1 hour, we're headed into overbought territory also. I'm going to check the 4 hour. Okay. On the 4 hour, price is telling me that it still has more room to push up. Now, on the 4 hour on my indicator, I can draw a trend line. Okay, you see on the 4 hour, we had a high, a higher low. I'm sorry, a lower high, a higher low, a lower low, lower high, a lower low, right? So on my indicator, I can draw from point A, and this is point B, and I can put this trend line here. Okay, so the indicator is telling me that the trend is breaking. Okay, because if it wasn't, it was supposed to reject when it came back to this trend line. So that's on the 4 hour. Let's see what's going on the hourly on the indicator. Every time I try to make this a little bit bigger, I mess up. Okay. So now on the hourly on the indicator, we're getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, which was telling us that price was pushing up. I want to change my trend line here. Okay. And here on our trend line, price broke out and retested, came back underneath, it broke out again, but we didn't get another retest. Let's see. So right now, with price being overbought on the 1 hour, but we still got room to push up on the 4 hour, I'm not sure where price is going to go. This is looking like an impulse here, correction, possible continuation, but we're just gonna wait because price is approaching this zone, and we're just gonna wait to see what price is gonna tell us. All right, I am going to switch back and forth between gold and USD CAD. And USD CAD still has some room to fall. We got about 14 more pips before we come to our area on USD CAD. We got 43 minutes left in this hourly candle. All right, guys, we're just waiting. We are just waiting. As you can see, price has already reacted once to this zone. So let's see what happens when it comes back. My alert is set on USD CAD. Boy, JPY pairs ain't playing. Kind of want to mark up Euro odd just because looking at this hourly here, you see we had all this rejection within this area. So this was a zone and price broke out of it. And it looks like price is coming back down to give us a retest. And we got a nice fair value gap right here. But let's wait. I don't want to put y'all in too many trades at once, especially if you have a small account. We're already in EuroCAD sales, GBP CAD buys, and now we're looking at USD CAD and possibly gold. Now, gold, if you only have $100 in your account, do not take this. Gold is not one of those pairs that you want to play around with. Where do you get started on Forex? Right here. Every evening I'm here doing beginner classes. The first couple of classes are already uploaded to my YouTube. The link is in my bio. This evening we're going to get started on the chart pattern book. Last month we did the candlestick patterns, and this month we'll be doing chart patterns. And then the following month we'll work on zones and etc. etc. So click the link in my bio and go watch the YouTube videos. And then come back this evening. If you click my name, the notification bell will pop up. Turn the notifications on because I be sleepy, y'all. So I try to stick to the same time every day, but it doesn't happen all the time. So I say just turn the notification bell on and then turn your TikTok notifications on so that you'll know when I'm live. But if you missed the live, I upload it to YouTube, okay? So it's cool if you missed the live. They're still there for you to learn. You come from trading options. You understand the charts a little bit? Okay. Yeah, the chart is a chart. So if you understand the charts a little bit, it's the same. Only difference is the lingo, right? I don't know, instead of puts and calls, it's just buy and sell. It's just buy and sell. And then the lot sizes, I think options have contracts. I know futures have contracts, but I'm not sure what y'all call it options. But over in Forex, um, it's lots, and then the ticks are called pips. Yeah, it's not much of a difference, especially with charts. Once you learn how to read one chart, you know how to read all of them. All right, so we're getting some kind of rejection here on this zone, but I still want to see price come up to this 50%. But I'm going to come down to my 1 minute time frame now. Okay. Let's come to 5 minutes, see what's going on. So on the 5 minute, price is overbought, and now we're getting this double top here on the 5 minute. I want to come to the 15 just to see what's going on up here. We're overbought on the 15. We're overbought on the 30. And price is almost moving up to the white area, but it's at the top of the purple area, which is still overbought. Okay. But I want to see price come to this line here. I want to see it touch that blue line before I do anything. All right. If we look down here on the indicator, price sold down right here within this little area. Now it's giving us a sharp turn, letting us know that price is trying to push back up some. Oh, thanks for telling them to like the live. Hey guys, tap the screen for me, please. I appreciate it. All right, so we got our little sharp turn, and then we got our bend. Price looks like it's trying to come back down. How long have I been trading? 5 years. It'll be 5 years next month. I'm still considered a newbie, really, in the trading game. I was actually profitable since day one. And then when I first started, I don't know if y'all heard about, if y'all know about Jeremy Cash. He's on YouTube. Look him up. I think his name's still Jeremy Cash. And he was doing the alligator strategy using the RSI. And I studied that strategy for a little while, and then I put some money in my live account. I think I put like $1,000 in my live account. And I was at work one day, and I went into a room and I made some money. Oh baby, I withdrew that money so fast, and then after that, it was just ups and downs. Because, in my opinion, that alligator strategy really isn't a real way on how to read charts. So once I found out that this was real, right, you really could make money from it, then I searched high and low for a real mentor. I was scammed out of $1,500. I've paid $3,000, $4,000 for mentors, didn't learn anything. I've paid $100 for mentors and learned some stuff. So I've had several mentors. I've learned several strategies until I finally figured out how to put everything together that I learned and come up with my own way of reading the charts. And so recently I've just been consistently profitable for the last 2 years. All right, it's 9:25. We got 5 minutes left to this 30-minute candle closes. 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Still want to wait. Yeah, the scamming in the trading industry is crazy. I trade my own money. I really hadn't had much success with prop firms, especially um I had one prop firm account and I've got some payouts from it. And then they closed down. I can't remember what it was called, but it was some years ago, and it was ran by some females. And I don't know what happened, but I got some payouts from them. And then I moved over to the futures prop firms, and I just haven't been successful with prop firms like I have been with my own live account. Prop firms, to me, um, what's my model? I trade all types of stuff. I add in ICT with structure, basically. We'll say that. But prop firms, so say you have, you're paying for that 100K prop firm account, $400, and technically with most of those, it's like what 3% drawdown or something like that. It's technically, so they're telling you have a 100K account, but it's technically you only have 3K, right? If you have 3K to throw into a live account, then you easily just trade that 3K. A lot of people don't, right? But if you have $1,500, it's still better to me, in my opinion, than some of these live accounts. Because I can flip $400 to $3,000. I can flip $20 to $1,000 just because I have the room to not stress about trying to pass the challenge to get a payout. And then you fail the challenge and you lose your money. A lot of people continue to buy prop firm challenges. And if they actually took the time to sit down and look at their, um, yep, 22 1,000, I can post results. Um, if they actually took the time to sit there and look at their bank statement and see how much that they spent on prop firms trying to pass the challenge versus if they'd have just took that money and just deposited into their live account and just saved up, they could have had a two, three, $4,000 live account. Like a lot of people, they spend a lot of money on these prop firms. Yeah, just put money into your live account. Use it like a savings account. Don't touch it. Okay, and just grow it while you're learning. Put $20 here, $100 there, leave it be until you're ready. Stay in demo until you're ready, or take somebody's signals until you're ready. That's why I post free signals. What app do you use? My broker is CoinEx because I wanted to stay on with MetaTrader 5. The link is in the bio for that. Okay, guys, we got one more minute left until this 30-minute candle closes, and it looks like gold is trying to take off without us. I needed it to hit this blue line, but now that I zoom in, right, I think we have some liquidity here. I want to see how equal these are. This did not run this one, so I'm pretty sure we can go back up probably from here because we have a little fair value gap here. I don't want to. Thank you, Junior. Okay. It's 9:29. This 30-minute candle is about to close, and it's still closing as a doji, okay? It's not necessarily giving us a pin bar because a pin bar candlestick would close at the bottom. This is giving us a doji, okay? Where price brought up, it sold, but it's still some type of indecision. With me, I have to wait for it to come to my 50%. I don't care if it comes near it, right? Like it did here. It has to come and touch my 50%. I've gotten burned too many times where I thought like here, can you get in on the free signal? Yeah. Buy GBP CAD. Let's see where it's at. We've been holding this since yesterday. We're up 26 pips. Let me see. It's either GBP CAD or EuroCAD. Which one? Sell EuroCAD instead of buying GBP CAD. It's closer to our zone. Stop loss is here at this last hour high. TP Come to your 4 hour, find this fair value gap here. TP is 50% of this fair value gap. Okay? Because we've been in GBP CAD since last night. Or really, you can wait on USD CAD because we haven't even entered this one yet. This is really what we're waiting on. We was just watching gold because I saw something. Did you enter? If you didn't enter, wait for USD CAD so you can get a better entry. So you can get the actual entry. All right, let's go back down on gold. As you can see, price is pushing back up from that fair value gap that I just marked up. All right, so let's head into our blue area. It has to touch my 50%, and then we'll see what happens from there. TY, did you get in anything? If you didn't, just wait for USD CAD. And how much money is in your account? Please, y'all, make sure y'all not over leveraging. We talked about this. That was the last chapter in our candlestick pattern about how you want to be consistent with your lot sizes in order to see growth. Like you can have a 30% win rate, guys. You can lose 70% of your trades and win 30% of your trades. If your risk management is on point, you will still be considered a profitable trader. You hear you got $20? Okay. 0.01, 10 cents. 10 cents, okay? Just wait on USD CAD. Now, do not get in gold. Do not get in gold with that $20. All right. But yeah, we talked about that. Risk management is a strategy on its own, guys. 10 cents per $100. Okay. 10 cents per $100. Don't start with $20. You're wasting your time. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't start with $20. They probably uh lost some money. But when you know what you're doing, you can do that. I've ran 20 to 1,000 before. What's my highest TP? We just caught 150 pips on GJ like yesterday, this morning. And then we did 200 pips last week on GJ also. But I mean, that doesn't really matter. You can get 40 pips. That's a good trade. Can y'all get the live to 10K? It's at 6,000. Can we tap the screen while we're waiting? We're waiting on gold and we're waiting on USD CAD patiently. USD CAD is taking all freaking day to get down here, but it's making its way. We're waiting for USD CAD to come into this fair value gap here. It could possibly come lower, right, and touch this. I would like to see it touch the trend line. Yeah, but if you don't know what you're doing, just deposit money into your account, leave it be while you're learning. Don't take any of your own trades, take signals only. Don't over leverage, okay? It's 9:36. Looks like gold keep rejecting this area here. I want to double check. This is why I'm looking at this fair value gap right here on the hour. Anybody got any other pair that y'all want to look at while we're waiting? Any other pair? What are you guys in? You're just learning, so you got nothing. Okay, cool. That's the best way to learn for real. Back testing is cool, but when you start marking up your charts and doing forward testing is watching it live, right? Mark up your chart, put a short or a long position on it, and just see if it plays out. If it doesn't play out, go back, see what happened, and then do it all over again. That's really the best way to learn. All right, price is pushing up towards our zone. Let's see what's going on with USD CAD. It's pushing down. This is all it is with trading. Just waiting for area to get to your zones. You'll hear people say point of interest. Don't know if you mentioned before, but what strategy is best at a trending market? and when consolidating market. What strategy? Sorry, somebody was calling me. Okay. Luca Faye FX. I'm not understanding your question. Are you saying what strategy is best for trending markets and a consolidating market? Because you're going to trade different when the market is trending versus when it's consolidating. When it's consolidating, the market is moving sideways, right? So you're only going to trade from the support to the resistance, right? You're not going to try to assume that price is going to break out of the consolidation. And then when the market is trending, right, price is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? You want to get in at a higher low and then take it to a new higher high. So you're not just going to use one strategy for both. It's not possible. When do we enter? Not yet. So prices come to my zone, right? This blue line, which is what I wanted it to come to. Now I am waiting for a price action signal, which is a candlestick pattern signal. Okay. So I'm looking for a bearish engulfing. I'm looking for an evening star. I'm looking for a bearish inside bar. I'm looking for a bearish pin bar. We don't have any signal yet right now. All we know is price came to our zone. For all I know, price can continue to buy and trade through the zone and then retest it and then go higher. Okay, so we don't know if we're selling or if we're buying yet. What time frame? I'm on the 5 minute on gold. Persons like to use one strategy and try to perfect it rather than trying multiple strategies and fail to get a higher win rate. Me personally, like I told you, I had several mentors, so I know several ways to approach the market. I think it's always good to have at least two strategies because you're not always going to get your setup. So I personally like to look at the CRT and then I also do structure. So last week I caught that GU sell because of the CRT trade. We're gonna go back over to Euro CAD, which we are in a sell on, but I think we're about to adjust it because it came to our zone. Okay, it came to our zone. It sold off, and now it looks like it's pushing up. And now I'm looking on the indicator, and price was oversold here, and it looks like it's trying to push back up. Let's look on the 4 hour. I'm debating if I want to hold it. I do know if price comes up here, then I'll just re-enter another sell. I want to remark this zone. Should you enter? No. If you haven't entered, wait. Some of us are already in EuroCAD. Okay, I'm gonna hold it. It's a 42 pip stop loss, so I hope y'all didn't leverage. Over leverage. We're waiting on USD CAD for y'all. For whoever didn't get in GBP CAD and EuroCAD. Let's go back to gold. All right, gold on the 5 minute. We're still struggling to break this zone, okay? But it hasn't. We haven't gotten a signal to let us know what to do yet. All right, we do have a double top here on our indicator. Looks like price is trying to make a lower high on the indicator. Okay. I don't trade options, so I don't know what's going on with Apple. I don't even know what chart to look at for Apple. Can we get the live to 10K, guys? We're at 8,900. Just tap the screen for me, please. I'd appreciate it. We're just still waiting on gold and USD CAD. It is 9:48 Central Standard Time, which is 10:48 Eastern Standard Time. So it looks like the market is trying to slow down a little bit. All right. Looks like we're getting some type of reaction from this gap right here currently, but I'm not buying until it comes down here into this 4 hour. I don't care what it does. It has to come into my zone. Let's see what the dollar's doing. The dollar's giving us some type of pullback. Let's see. I'm looking for buys on GU. I'm looking for buys on GU. Okay, GU price has broken and retested this trend line. I needed to get back on top of this trend line. I'm looking for buys because if we zoom out, the week before last, we got this big impulsive move, right? And the market moves in impulse, correction, and now I'm looking for continuation, okay? It came back to the 50% area on my fib. I put my fib back on here so y'all can see that. Came back to the 50%, and it looked like it just touched the 50% again. As long as price doesn't break the 100%, then we're still looking for buys. It's a possibility that GU could sell off even more and come into this fair value gap. Okay. Isn't that a double bottom? A double bottom where? I don't look for double bottoms and double tops on the chart. I look for them on the indicator, and there was one here on the indicator, but we missed that little buy at the 50%. So here and here, what you're talking about, could possibly be, but I don't trade double bottoms and double tops on the chart. Here and here, right? Could possibly be, but As you can see, we have this trend line here and we have this zone here. If you would have got in just because it was a double bottom, we don't know if price is going to reject this trend line and reject this zone and then continue to sell. What indicator is showing you to buy and sell at the bottom? This is this RSI plus MACD indicator by Indian. Okay. You're welcome. It's just oversold, overbought. Oversold, overbought with the RSI. And then MACD, we look for divergence. So I look for that all in one. So we possibly could get a sell on GU. So we have this trend line here on the dollar, right? The dollar just broke our zone. Looks like it's retesting it and trying to trade away. Let's wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Price is low on our RSI, letting us know that we have room to push up. It's full time. Oh yeah, look at that. This is why you don't just see a double bottom, right? And then it was a double bottom, but it wasn't even at a zone, right? Our zone is here. This is just in the middle of the area. Okay. So we possibly about to get a sell on GU, and we just gonna forget about everything else. 6 minutes into this candle closes. Let's wait on this candle to close, and then we'll just take GU. That's what it's looking like. Let's see what EU's doing. EU came into this gap here. Okay, EU came into this gap here, and it gave us a double top here on the indicator. So we can take EU and GU. And we'll take it down to this zone here, which is a 4-hour fair value gap. And then EU, same thing as GU, right? We got this impulse, but on EU, we never got a correction, right? If I put my fib up here and I pull it to this first little pullback right here, it came to the 23.6. 23.6 is continuation. This is Euro USD. And now I can pull my zero up here back to this little pullback. Same thing, 23.6. So now I pull it up here to this last high. And it's at 23.6, but it's trying to break it. So I want to see it come down here to this 50%. Okay. So we'll take EU and GU. And then I'm going to get off. Yep. It's 9:55. 4 more minutes. Let's put this here. And with EU and GU selling, that matches us getting our buy on USD CAD. Look at this mob right here. Like I said, if it didn't come to my zone, I don't want it. So if it buys, it buys. I do see a fair value gap right here though, but I wanted that 4-hour one. Came to 50%. Y'all see that? We had a fair value gap here. It came to 50%, but I needed it to come lower. I needed to retest my trend line. So definitely not going to catch USD CAD, but we found GU and EU. Let's move this up here. Okay, go back to the 15-minute. Still got 3 minutes. Let's see what gold is doing. All right, so gold came through our zone, right? It traded above our zone, and then it closed underneath the zone. This is a bearish engulfing candle. Let me zoom in so y'all can see it. I'm gonna remove that zone real quick. This candle right here is a bearish engulfing, okay? It ran the low and it ran the high of that previous candle. This one right here. Price came back to 50% of this candle. See that blue line right here? Price came back to 50% of this candle. That is a sell signal on gold. If you have enough money in your account, you can sell gold. You could just take it back to that same zone and stop loss above this wick here on the 5-minute. Okay. Take it back to this zone. Overall, though, I want to see gold come down here to this trend line. And we have another fair value gap here on the hourly. All right. I said this was going to be a good week early on in the week. We should be done trading by Wednesday. All right, it's 9:59. Now, if you whoever had that $20 in your account, I told you do not get in gold, dude, because if that hit stop loss, it's probably gonna take all your $20. How long have I been trading gold? I don't know. I trade everything, honestly. I mark up everything and I take whatever presents a setup. All right. GU has closed on the hourly, right? Price came back to our zone, which was this blue line here. And then you see we have a fair value gap right here also. Price rejected, but it didn't give us, this isn't a pin bar, right? Because price came up here. Let me zoom in to this candle. Okay. This isn't a pin bar because price didn't close down here. Price opened here. Price moved up to the trend line. It rejected the trend line and it closed underneath this zone here. Now we're still waiting. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Still waiting on a price action signal. Okay. Nope, we got one on the 5-minute. This right here, these 3 candles right here, 1, 2, 3, is called an evening star. That is a seller's price action signal, okay? So 1, 2, 3. We got an evening star right at our trend line. Okay, which is letting us know that the sellers are taking over. All right, so we can sell GU. You can enter GU sales and probably EU too. EU. EU is underneath our zone here, and then we had another gap here, which it did close underneath 50%. If I put this up here, you see that blue line, it closed underneath 50%. Let's come down and let's see what EU is saying. Okay, EU gave us the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Bullish candle, doji candle, bearish candle. Okay, so it gave us another evening star. All right, so I'm selling EU and GU. I'm gonna send. I think the group already has 2 trades, so I'm not gonna send them anything else. I'm definitely gonna be done trading by tomorrow. Yeah, they're in 2 trades already. Depending on your account, don't get in both, especially you with that $20. Take GU or EU, not both. Let's find our stop loss and our TP areas, okay? Give me 1 second. All right, EU TP. If we come back, I think it was on the 4-hour, right here. This 4-hour fair value gap. Just go to your broker, go to the 4-hour, look for these 3 black candles. Look for all this little bit of consolidation. Come down a little bit below it, and these 3 black candles. If you don't know how to find 50% on your chart, 50% of the fair value gap, just, you see this gap right here? You see this gap right here? Just put TP right here at the wick before that gap, okay? All right, EUTP. Come to your 4-hour. Find these 3 black candles to your left. To your left, okay? Come to your 4-hour. Yep, we're selling. And find these 3 black candles and put TP here. So you have this fair value gap here. Put TP here at this wick. That wick right there. GU, give me just 1 second. All right, so we got in here. Stop loss. Go to your 4-hour. This big candle right here. Stop loss at the top of that wick. Okay. So go to your 4-hour. Stop loss at the top of this big candle. It's the second candle over. So our current candle is this black one, right? Count 1, 2 over. Stop loss at the top of that wick. Euro USD, not EJ. We're done with JPY pairs. We caught pips yesterday on those JPY pairs, and they're just pushing. We won't look at those again until tomorrow. Euro USD, GBP USD. Okay. If y'all got in gold, we're in profit. EuroCAD is still a little iffy, but I'm holding. Okay. So Euro USD is where we're at. Stop loss here above this wick on this big 4-hour candle that has this gap. TP here at this wick on the 4-hour. You'll see this 1, 2, 3 bullish candles, and then you'll see this hole right here in the market if you look to your left, and then TP at that wick, okay? So that's EU, and then we'll go to GU, and GU, let's see, 4 hour. All right, GU, come down to your hour time frame, okay? Look to the left and find this big gap right here within this big impulsive move. It's towards the bottom. Let me see. I'll mark this 4 hour one up. Can you enter? Yeah, you should have already entered. Okay. GU, come to your 4 hour. Find this big fair value gap here. If you don't know how to find 50% of the gap, just put your TP here at this wick. Okay? So here's the gap. Put TP here at this wick. Okay? Stop loss on GU at the top of this bearish candle here. Okay? So I'm going to zoom in. This is our current candle. Okay? Go over 1, 2, 3, 4 candles and put your stop loss at the top of that wick. GU won't sell. Well, don't get in, right? And that's why we have stop loss. But according to my chart and according to the dollar, which is buying from our zone that we already just went over, right? Price broke out of this zone, retested it, left us a pin bar. Now it's pushing up. GU does the opposite of the dollar. But do what you want to do, boo. All right. So again, this is our current candle. Go over 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. Stop loss at the high of that one, okay? And then TP 50% of this fair value gap or this wick right here, okay? Let me figure out where my entry was, and I'm gonna put my short position. I got it in here. Let's come to the 4 hour. Wick is stop loss is here. It's 25 pip stop loss. Well, eventually I want to see it buy, right? But right now, because EU still has to retrace, we don't have a retracement on EU. So GU isn't done retracing. But eventually, right, if we're going to follow our fib, we got our impulse correction. GU is telling me that it's not done correcting, okay? All right, where is it? 25 pip stop loss. 180 pip TP. All right, and EU is a 37 pip stop loss, 92 pip TP. All right. So we are in. And we just wait and let price play out, see what it's going to do. Okay. We're overbought on our RSI. We got our break and retest on our trend line. We got our rejection and we got our price action signal. So we got 3 confluences plus the dollar. So we have 4 confluences on our sell. As you can see, the dollar is pushing up. All right. So I want to see the dollar come in and fill in this gap here, and then come back here to this 4-hour fair value gap. And then when the dollar gets to this 4-hour fair value gap, our TP should hit on GU and EU, and then we'll see about continuations on the buys. Can I tell you if I think Nas will sell? Let's see. Okay, Nas. So Nas is tricky because it's at all-time highs right now. And basically, you really don't want to look for sales when Nas is at all-time highs. You want to let price sell, right? Give you some type of pullback, and then you want to just take that buy back to a newer high. It's summertime, and Nas is just going to keep buying until the end of the year because that's just what market cycles does, unless our president does something crazy. Okay? So if we come to the monthly on Nas, you can see it's just a bullish pair. It just goes straight up. You get your corrections and then continuations. You get a little correction, continuation. So now we want to come and find our zones. So there's no zones on the monthly, but we can find zones on our weekly. Okay. And this was our last all-time high area. Okay. He does always do something crazy. It hasn't been affecting Nas yet, but we'll see. So this was our last all-time high here. So I want to mark that area off because as you can see, we had a little bit of resistance here because we have rejection here and rejection here. All right. So we had a little bit of resistance here. Price was consolidating. It dropped and then it pushed up impulsively through that zone right here with this extremely bullish candle. And then it left us a fair value gap. So eventually I know price has to come back to this area, okay? Because it's a break and retest. Come back to my daily. I'm going to move this to here, and I'm going to delete this. Now I'll come to my daily, right? And if we just zoom out, you see prices at all-time highs. So eventually I do want to see price sell back down here, right? But when is the question. So I don't see anything else on my daily that I want to mark. I do see this fair value gap here, but I have this black line here, which was a weekly fair value gap. That weekly fair value gap zone is going to be stronger than my daily, okay? So now I'm going to come to my 4-hour. And on my 4-hour, I'm going to mark my all-time high because this is the next area that price is going to break, okay? And at this all-time high, I see this impulsive candle left me with another fair value gap. All right. So as you can see, price has traded down underneath the gap. It came back, tested it here, sold again, came back, tested it here. Now here on the 4-hour, this is a pin bar candle. Zoom in some more. Off of a zone, this is definitely what you love to see to let you know that price is going to sell, okay? Because price pushed up all the way here and then it came and closed down here, okay? And then price decided to come back into the zone a little bit more. Now, I see another gap before we get down to this zone here, so I am going to mark this area here. All right, now I'm going to come down to my hourly time frame, and it's giving sales, but I see another gap right here, which is what price is reacting to currently. See that? So I would not sell until price gets underneath this area. Oh, wrong tool. Let price get underneath this area or retest it, and then you can take it here. Now you see we marked this area up from the 4 hour, and then we came down to the 1 hour, and there's another gap here. You see that? So this would be your TP area, okay? Let's see. Eventually, we know price is going to get down here, but when is the question. So right now, you just have to wait because it's at this zone, right? You already missed the entry up here. See, price gave us an evening star, this bullish candle, this doji, this bearish candle, and then price sold off from there straight to TP. So you've already missed, this is TradingView. You've already missed this sell. So wait for price to come underneath this zone, okay? And then retest it, and then you can take it lower. All right. It's this hourly zone and this hourly zone, these fair value gaps. You're welcome. All right, guys. Is day trading hard? Once you learn it, no, but to learn it, it can be. All right. Any other pairs before we hop up off of here? I'm gonna hop up off of here and then I'll be back this evening and we'll start our chart pattern book class. Okay. So I'm not sure what time. I'm gonna say let's say either 6 or 7 Central Standard Time, okay? US 30. You need to learn. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're gonna learn. We are gonna learn. So we started last month. We did the Candlestick Bible, which is very important on how to read candlesticks, okay? And then now we are starting the chart pattern book, okay? So all the videos from the Candlestick Bible is on my YouTube, and the link to my YouTube is in the bio. You can go back and watch those. Ooh, look at US 30. It's dropping. Okay. Same thing on US 30. It's a really bullish pair, right? US 30 has not broken all-time highs yet, but we have all kinds of liquidity, so it's going to come up here eventually. So I'm just going to mark US 30's last high, okay? Now I'm going to come to my weekly, and I'm going to mark this fair value gap up here. All right, now I'm going to come to my daily. And for the past 3 days, price has been right in this same area. I don't see anything else that I really want to mark. I do have a fair value gap here and here. You know what? Let's mark this fair value gap up here. And I'm saying let's mark this fair value gap up because we have all kinds of rejection over here. And if I put this fair value gap here and extend it to the left, you can see how price reacted at that area. You see that? So I am going to keep this gap. Okay. Now let's go down to our 4 hour. And as you can see, we have that same gap here on the 4 hour. This price is freaking dropping. Let's see. We had a gap here, which is what price is reacting to. So I'm going to mark this one right here. And as you can see, this was price reacting to. Definitely already missed this entry. US 30 moves so fast. So if you didn't get in up here at the top, leave it be, okay? Leave it be. I want to straighten up. I'm going to redo this one for this 4-hour gap. Okay. Now we'll come down to our 1 hour. And I have a fair value gap here, which gave me this little rejection here. So I'm going to mark this area. All right. And this should be our TP area. Yeah, I'll explain it in just a minute. This should be our TP area. So we're going to look for price to come here. Okay. But if you're not in this trade, it's too late. It's too late. Possibly could get some type of pullback, but that's a big possibly. Okay. This is just like Nas. So you want to wait for it to get to your zone. Okay. And if price is going to continue underneath, you want to look for a break and retest on a smaller time frame. Right. To come down here, right? Or price could decide it wants to bounce off and then come back into this gap right here, which I didn't mark up. So let me mark it so y'all can see it. But price is not at a zone, so just leave it be. All right, so this gap right here isn't technically a gap yet because this candle hasn't closed. But when this candle closes, then y'all can mark this fair value gap up here. Okay. And then see if price will come back here. But you've already missed this. You have already missed these. All right, so our RSI. Let's come to EU. And this indicator down here, I'm going to click indicators, is this one. It's RSI plus MACD by Indian. Okay. I don't change any of the settings. And it's basically oversold, overbought, and divergence all in one tool. Okay. So I'm looking for, like, I have a double top here. I look for double tops, double bottoms, or Quasimodos. Okay. So this is a double top. And I only look for those down here on the indicator. This is a double bottom. And then these are Quasimodos. A Quasimodo is like a double top, but price doesn't come back to equal tops. And it's like a double bottom, but price doesn't come back to equal the bottom. Okay. Oop. All right. So these are Quasimodos, double top, double bottom. Okay. So over here, you can see price gave us a double top on the indicator, right? It gave us our first start of the M. And if you follow the line up, it wasn't at any kind of zone. Okay. And then we got our second double top here, and price created a, right here, price created a morning star, but we had this trend line. So price pushed up a little bit higher, which is right here. You see price pushed up a little bit higher, but if we follow it down, it gave us a higher low. Okay. When you see a higher low or a lower high, that's letting us know that price is going to continue down. So it came to our trend line and then it rejected our trend line and then it sold off. TP would have been here on your zone. Okay. Divergence is when price is doing one thing on the indicator and another thing on the chart. Okay. So let's see if I can find divergence. Also, if you see down here, it says like hidden bull and then price brought. Those are also another signal. So we got hidden bull and then we got one bottom and another bottom. That was our double bottom, and it was letting us know that price was buying. Looking for divergence now. Let's go to a different chart. You see here, we got that hidden bull and this double bottom down here. Then price bought. I'm still looking for divergence, guys, so I can show y'all an example. Okay, here we go. All right. So if you look down here on the indicator, right, you see prices making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Okay. Now, if you look up here, right, you follow the dotted line. So I'm going to do this. Price is selling here. You see that? Now, if we look up here on the dotted line where price is making lower lows and lower highs, it's kind of consolidating. It's not giving us lower lows and lower highs up here on the chart. So this is called divergence. So it's letting me know that price is getting ready to sell. Okay. So currently price is buying. It brought up to the zone, but it's letting me know that price is getting ready to sell. Okay. So we got divergence over here. Then price came over up to our zone and it gave us a double top. It gave us our first point here, and then it gave us our second point here. Okay. I hate trolls. Please get a life. Show me your account. Go look on my TikTok. Everything you want to see is there. Okay? Have a nice day. Let's compare balances. All right? And you about to go too because you're getting on my nerves. Let me tell you something. Y'all come in my live, I will block you in a minute. There's people in here who actually want to learn, okay? If you don't want to learn, you don't have to come in here. Go do something better with your time. Dang, Gigi, I should have held it. I'm not complaining because we got 124 pips on GJ. All right, but that's divergence and that's how you use the indicator. Why people keep coming in here asking me stupid questions? Y'all finna hurt my nerves. It is 10:30 a.m. on a freaking, is today Monday? I don't even know what today is. On a Monday. What do you think? Answer your own question. I'm finna get hostile, so I think it's time for me to go because y'all annoying me. I already don't wake up early to do this. I be in my bed trading. I don't have to be here. Okay. We're holding EU, we're holding GU, we're holding GBP CAD, and we're holding EuroCAD. Okay. All right. It's 10:30. I've been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I'm gonna finish my tea, take my dog for a walk, get my steps in, and then eat me some breakfast. My DM is open. There's a free Discord. I'm here for questions, guys. If y'all need it, I'll be back this evening. And we'll do the chart. We'll start on the chart pattern book, okay? I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the ones that actually come in here and want to learn. We just gonna ignore the trolls, okay? Y'all, after I do these lives, I download them and then I upload them to YouTube. So you can always go back and rewatch them. What time this evening? I want to say 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I want to say that time. It's either going to be 6 or 7. So be looking out. And I'm on Central Standard Time, okay? Probably 6, though, because the earlier we start, the earlier we can get off. Because it normally takes 2 to 3 hours We're normally on these lives for 2 to 3 hours, okay? All right. Any other pair before we get off? Before I get off, Euro odd looks like it's setting up for a nice buy. I'll mark that up later. Set my YouTube TikTok notifications. You can set YouTube notifications, but set TikTok notifications. Let's see what the dollar's doing. All right, we're getting a little bit of rejection here up in this gap. Okay. So remember, guys, if it hits stop loss, it hits stop loss, right? It's a 25 pip stop loss. We will recover. This is why I said do not over leverage, okay? Don't over leverage. Don't blow your account. There's plenty more trades to go, and it's just Monday. All right. Unfortunately, I don't know if y'all weren't here. You can look on my TikTok. I called GJ last night. And we caught 124 pips on GJ. And then we're up on GBP CAD. I caught that one last night too. So if GU hit stop loss, it hit stop loss. I promise y'all, we will recover. What's your recommended starting amount? You can start with $100. Just don't over leverage. If you have $100 in your account, it's 10 cents per $100. Okay, 0.01 lot sizes. 10 cents. Okay. Y'all go join the free Discord. The link is in the bio for the free Discord. I send signals here, right? They're already in this GBP CAD buy, right? I sent like 1 or 2 signals to the free Discord. They caught 200 pips last week on GJ, just like the inner circle. Okay, if you want to be a part of the inner circle, the link is in the bio. It's free for the first 30 days. All right, no cost up front. If you don't like it after 30 days, just cancel it. Okay, and then I'll let y'all know before I'm going live in the free student and in my inner circle. Okay, but no pressure. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. You don't. Everybody don't have to like everybody. What is it? A billion people in this world? You ain't gonna like everybody. I caught UJ too. So I'm already up 300 pips for the week. I really don't even have to catch any more trades. But I'm here trying to help some other people make some money. Okay? So let's make some money and let's learn together and grow together, guys. I appreciate y'all for following me. I appreciate y'all for liking the live. I appreciate y'all for being cooperative. I'll be back. I'm going to say 6, but join the Discord, and then I send out announcements when I go live. And then if you click my name, tap the notification bell, it'll turn the notifications on for you. So when I go live, it'll notify you, okay? All right, guys. Well, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good day, okay?